Welcome to Ravensdale Bible Academy. Today's course is Introduction to Marriage, and today's lesson is Purity Before Marriage. Purity Before Marriage. And we want to take a look at our anchor verse, which is Hebrews 13:4, which says this: marriage is to be held in honor among all, and the marriage bed is to be undefiled. For fornicators and adulterers, God will judge. So there's judgment. There's judgment if you're not pure before marriage. And so what are we talking about? Well, we're looking at the idea of purity, modesty, morality. These are all key biblical terms and principles for marriage relationships and for relationships that begin before marriage as well. And so you are called to be pure. You're called to enter your marriage as one who has been pure. So what are we talking about? Well, Romans 13:14 says, do not gratify yourself. Don't gratify yourself in your own lusts, your own lusts. And so there's four key points I want to talk about regarding purity before marriage. The first one is the idea of chastity. Chastity, maybe you've heard that term. It's the idea of abstaining from sexual relationships, remaining a virgin, remaining pure, remaining untouched. The second concept of purity is to be exclusive. And so when we read in the Bible, what is marriage? We see that two became one flesh, two become one. And so these two become one in a covenant relationship. This is supposed to be an exclusive relationship, an exclusive agreement between two people. The third aspect of purity is pure of heart. So not just literally pure, but pure of heart, pure of mind. We see these concepts in Proverbs 4:23. We're told to actually guard our heart. So you think about like a soldier or a police officer protecting, being in front and guarding your heart. Job 31:1 says, make a covenant with your eyes. Make a contract with your eyes that you're not even gonna look with impure motives. Well, what does that mean? Well, Matthew 5:28 says, don't lust. And so your purity begins with how you look and how you allow your heart and your mind to lust and be impure. So before you physically are impure, you can be mentally impure. And then fourth, we look at the concept of modesty. And 1 Timothy 2:9 talks about adorning yourself. And so the concept there is you don't make yourself enticing to the point where you're actually luring others to be impure. Let me be clear. It takes two here. So one is the person who is enticing and not being modest, and they're responsible and accountable for that. But the other person who then looks upon that person with lust, well, they're accountable as well. And so it's one of those interesting things where you can't blame the other person no matter what side you're on. And so the idea then of virginity is this is your wedding gift. This is a wedding gift that you give in covenant relationship where you're finally saying, okay, now the two are going to join together physically as one. It's a wedding gift between two people. You wouldn't give your special wedding gift to others, right? And so the idea there is the virgin comes into the marriage bed pure, not touched, not having been in a physical relationship before, a virgin. Now the idea of chastity, and the reason why we're talking about this, especially in the world's eye, is just vanishing. And so the world's value system just doesn't value this. But let me be clear, God does. The Lord values this. The scriptures are clear. And having been somebody that's married 28 years, having children who are married, having children who are getting married, having counseled a lot of people in marriages, it's important. Believe me, it's important that you are pure before marriage with other people, pure before marriage in the relationship with the person you're marrying, because in your marriage, this will have application. This will affect your marriage in one way or another for the rest of your life, whether it's always looking at that person and knowing, you know what, I gave you my gift of me and purity. Whether you're a parent someday and you're telling your sons or daughters, listen, you can be pure, you need to be pure. If I can do it, you can do it, right? And so you want to be able to give that positive affirmation. This is the Lord's blueprint for marriage, and it begins before you're married with purity.